Hello. Today is going to be all about the Accutrack 2 speedometer for model railways or railroads, depending on what you call your layout. It's I think it's a relatively new gadget. I didn't know much about it until I was working on timing my two class 31s that are top and tail on my network rail train. And I saw one fella using it to help him dial in the speeds of the two locomotives he was trying to match. And it seemed like a handy gadget, so I bought one. And I've had it a couple of days now. I think it's great, and it's tons of fun, and I'll tell you all about it here. First of all, sorry about my voice. My voice is no good anymore. Please like the video, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. It will read in HO 1 to 87.1, in scale 1 to 160, double O scale 1 to 76.2, and European in scale at 1 to 48. It will also read out in both miles per hour and kilometers per hour. And it's very easily switched. You just have to insert a paper clip in that little hole right there, little black spot, and it'll toggle its way through. Right now I have it set for double O scale, 76.2 to 1, or 1 to 76.2, and miles per hour. And you'll see that displayed when I fire it up. Double O, miles per hour, 76.2. So it's armed now. But we're not quite ready for it, so I'm going to switch it back off, take it out of the way. The two trains we're going to test it with are my Class 71 electric that can either run on third rail or overhead wire, and my HST for all-out speed. It's definitely the fastest locomotive, although my little class, I guess it's 42, hydraulic gives it a real run for its money. That one is a runner. Boy, it's quick. I think we'll test the Class 71 with its rake of Pullmans first. So let me get that set up and I'll be right back. I'm going to bring that train around to the back by the window, and then I'm going to give it a good thrashing, and we're going to check and see how fast it's going. I had a comment that the Z21 shows the speed, but obviously not too accurately. I would trust this device before I would trust the throttle on the Z21. As you can see, it says 45 up there. Okay, here it comes. miles an hour. There it is, 45 miles an hour. Well, actually, I think it slowed down. Okay. I'll park this over at House Street. I'll bring up the HST and I'll have to move the Accutrack speedometer. I've seen where people have a set place on their layouts where they measure the speed. But this, you can move around wherever you want it. And I think that's pretty convenient. And whatever track you want to measure. European layouts and UK layouts have a tendency to have more tracks. American layouts are, for the most part, single line with passing loops. So having one position to check speed, I suppose, is okay. But on the average UK layout that I've ever seen, everybody's got at least 2 tracks because that's prototypical, and some 4, some 6. I have 3, 1 freight and 1 up and 1 down. Being able to move this from track to track is pretty handy. We're going to put it on that track this time. Because we're going to run the HST. And while we're running that HST, I want you to see something. When that HST is running at a very high rate of speed and goes around my super elevated curves, I think it just looks so cool. And I'd like to share that with you. So I'm going to move the camera and we'll check that out first. And then we'll come back to the Accutrack 2 speedometer and we'll see what that HST can do coming through that. So I'll be right back. Isn't that awesome? It's flying. I'm arming it. Starting to accelerate. The throttle on the Z21, by the way, was reading 145, and that pass that read 134. Okay, this is for ultimate speed. There it goes. $160. And just to verify, 00 miles per hour and the scale. So I'm going to shut the engines down so I can talk. It's measuring, there's two reflectors back here. There you can see them. And there's two cinders, which you can't really see very well. Two cinders and two receivers. Those little black dots on the side. So what it's measuring is the time it takes the front of the locomotive to brake one and then brake the other. Now you could certainly set up, your own distance, 10 feet or 3 meters or whatever, and time it if you had a stopwatch, or use your phone if it has a stopwatch, and then calculate the speed. But boy, this is a lot more convenient, and it's instant. So yeah, I think it's a treat. And as soon as I hear from, and I'll check right now and see if I've heard back from them about availability. Let me check my phone and see if I've gotten an email. Nope, I have not heard from them. But stand by my channel, and as soon as I hear from them, I'll let you know. Now, while I've got you, I thought I'd show you a couple of other things going on here in the train room. The in-scale layout has made quite a bit of progress lately, and let me go show you that. So I'll be right back. We're going to move. First, let me say that I had a bad experience with Just Plug, but Woodland Scenics jumped up and took command, and they're shipping me new replacement pieces. These were from my old in-scale layout, and something bad happened, and the voltage was out, and I plugged in my little cars with lights, and they both blew up. So I didn't know what to do, but someone suggested I get in touch with Woodland Scenics, which I did. And guess what? They're sending me new ones. A new power supply, a new light hub, and 2 new cars. And those cars ain't cheap. $24 a piece right now for the Just Plug in-scale cars. That's a lot. Okay, I've finished the apartment buildings. We've got the one with yellow trim, the one with blue trim, and the one with, well, it's hard to see, but it's light green. Maybe we can see it over here. Oh yeah, you can sort of see it. Light green trim. So they're going to set somewhere there, backed up to the railroad naturally, although this is not the main line. Well, it's close to the main line. This switch is on the main line. So these guys, it won't be quite as bad over here, but these guys are going to hear that train going by all the time. And they're in the, they'll be living in the blue. But you know, we've got to have a place for our blue collar workers to live comfortably. So I may shift these that way and get them away from the main line. I could do that. It's just that it's a little bit more crowded down here. There. They are now shifted. Got my church, and I've been messing around with trees and grass and dirt. And we have quite a few homes now. Quite a few homes. I have more homes down here. I had a number of just plug items on the last layout. I had this. This is a just plug item. Let's see, what else? Oh, the theater. I think Gone with the Wind is playing right now. See if we can get around in front of it. Yeah. Not lit up. It's pretty nice when it's lit up. Although they're not on right now, I do have lights in the Gibson factory and the Cooner, I don't know. Does anybody know how to pronounce that, whether it's Cooner or Cooner? I don't. I'll probably put lights in most of these buildings, at least the wooden ones. I will not put lights in the plastic ones because they give off a nice pyroclastic glow, unfortunately. They don't block the light. Even with paint on there, they still glow a little bit. Oh, my little outhouse got turned around. At some point, I'll be gluing all this stuff down so it can't move. And then my gas station here, and I apparently bumped it too. Got a car up on the lift. It is also a just plug, as is the station over here. So I have several, oh, and the hardware store. There's the hardware store. But next time you see the layout, they will no doubt be lit up. I haven't really done anything up here. Things are just sort of sitting there, waiting for me to get around to it. I messed with the road. I'm very unhappy with the road. I tried to use tape for yellow lines. It didn't work. That's coming up. It looks okay down here, although it's a little shiny. And from this angle, you can't see that. But up there on the white plaster look, I'm going to paint that gray, I think. I'm going to gray it down a little bit. And then maybe the yellow will show. And I'll either paint the yellow lines or I'll find something better. Perhaps some transfers would work better. I'll try that. I'm going to need a lot more vehicles. It's going to take more than 4 cars worth of guys to run this, guys and gals, to run this plant. And I've got a little bit more work to do on the plant. I've got these conveyors over here to run. I've painted the tubes that the conveyors will be in. Just sort of an opening so you can see it. So I'll be doing that work. And then eventually, I also have from Kite's Lights over in the UK, I have some street lights and some other lights that I'm going to install. I don't really know what kind of lighting the town had back in the 50s, but I assume it was something left over from the 30s. See what kind of views we get up down Main Street these days. Not bad. There's the church. Trees out front. You can't see the church, but you can see the trees. So that's progress on the in-scale layout. I think that's all for today. See you next time.